It's been 3 long weeks since the Fortnite gods have graced us with an update worth delving into, but it sure is here today. We are now entering week 10 of season 8. This is usually when all the story beats of the season start to become clear, so if you've sat your butt down and locked in code ADAMARU to help me pay my rent, let's break down the map changes and secret story updates this week. So the biggest thing of all first, right in the centre of the island, it only came true. All the theories about a pyramid coming to Fortnite, it happened. Or at least it's beginning to happen. For the best part of a month, we've watched the Cube Queen giggle away in her ball of reality, summoning a power like none we've ever seen before. Cube Town sprouted up around her and began to build. And right now, it's this. There seems to be many updates to come in the last few weeks of the season, and for some reason they always break my replay files. Our fight with the Cube Queen is imminent. See you all at the end of season event. Maybe that means the blue cube will finally wake up, because this week, it's still sat there doing absolutely nothing. Now for the updates that are easy to miss. Think back 10 whole weeks to day 1 of the season. All the alien vessels fell to the ground, and one of the debris sites uncovered this. A 4th bunker, just like the 3 we saw on day 1 of chapter 2. Under the shack to the north, on the seabed to the west, and under a bush to the east. And now, there's one just below Pleasant Park. I watched this every update and nothing at all happened. Until today. Check it out right now. Excavators have moved into the area, just like they did in chapter 1 when they were looking for the vault. They are here to dig something up, and that so happens to coordinate with something happening nearby. A brand new IO base maybe. The construction is going well, and maybe here within 1 week. This would be one of the first times we've seen the construction of an IO base in-game. Usually an update drops, we all download it, and suddenly a brand spanking new perfectly erected building is in place. Not this time, we're going to watch it build. It's like Hut Watch IO edition. What we can gather from this is that this building will be important to the story. It's far too late in the season for something irrelevant to be added, so I'm thinking this is a defensive station to fire rockets at the Cube Queen or take out the caretakers. Or maybe we'll just use it as a place to hug before the island is nuked from history. Okay, we gotta get serious now because something happened today that I've been waiting for since day 1 of the new chapter. Graham the gnome has gone. For the last few years, he's sat proudly on top of the radio station mast. He's watched everything with us and never flinched. But now, he's gone. This ties into a much bigger story of the gnome exodus. They're aware something bad is coming to the island and have been trying to tell us to escape for weeks now. Last update, the final g-gnomes caught the bus in Pleasant Park, and now every single one of those little Keemstar wannabes have fled to the edge of the island. Up to the north at Craggy Cliffs, a dozen gnomes, including Graham, are boarding the final boats to leave the island. To the west, near the Viking ship, another crew are ready to leave, including the dude that just lays down all the time, and then we have the crew from the prison break. A plan was hatched to break the captured gnomes out of the sheriff's office and flee south to the lake above Misty. This worked flawlessly, until the group reached the dam 3 weeks ago. After falling down and becoming stuck, the crew was somehow able to get moving again, and this week can be found in the swampland. Get your butt over to this shack and you'll see the biggest gang of gnomes ever recorded in the wild, saying their final goodbyes and sailing away. Could they be making their own island, or just getting out of the blast radius? We'll find out soon. Oh, and here's something I didn't expect. Another sacred gnome is Goldie. He's always lived in a toilet down by the dam. Yeah, I don't write the lore, I just record it. He could always be found in a room with 4 walls and no way out. He liked it in his toilet, and that's where he stayed, all golden and shiny. And now you know what I'm gonna say. He's gone from this location, he's moved with the group all the way to the south, and he's leaving the island too. So now I put this to you. Are there any gnomes left behind? I challenge you to find a gnome on the island and take a screenshot. Be sure to give a name to the gnomes you find. Here's a strange update which may not mean anything at all, but check this. When I logged in today, look at the minimap here. For some reason, the Viking ship is no longer on the minimap. Is this just an error, or is this telling us something we should know? I have no idea at all, but I thought I'd report this to you all the same. The sole surviving alien dude from last season who lived in a house all on his own, in literally his own bubble, is now walking around outside his house. He's been cooped up in there for 10 weeks. He's been in isolation too long, so stretching his legs will do him good. Oh, and this'll break your heart. If you stand here long enough and watch him, he'll knock on the neighbour's door nearby and try to greet them. But he's all alone, nobody else lives here, and it hurts my heart so much. Someone please go visit this guy. He's been alone for far too long. I'm gonna go ring my grandma. I feel so guilty right now. Other small things of note are that the sharks are back. They were recently removed completely, but now there's quite a lot of them again. So have fun with your fishing rod. And if you're wondering if there's any change at the tiny chair, no, it's exactly the same as last time. It does look like this is the end for it, which is a shame. And again, down at the bunker where we can find Sloan, there's still no difference down there. Everything has remained how it was last time. An important update I haven't covered this season that I was certain would be relevant is down in the woodlands. A yellow shipping container appeared in week 1, and beneath it was a secret base someone had been living in trying to stay unnoticed. I'll be honest, I thought something would have happened by now, but nope, it's just a secret POI for the season. So to those who DM me telling me to cover this, consider it covered. It's a cool place. Let's all hide down here during the event and regret everything. Over to the patch notes, and I know I don't usually cover these as they are usually hella boring, but just read the first line. Update 18.40 is here and the island is destabilizing. This is to announce the arrival of the salvaged brute, and it's a genius callback to the first time we saw them appear during the Season X reveal.
Season X is here, and the world is destabilizing fast. But don't worry.
And now it's my duty to implore you to spend every last piece of gold you have to bring the brute to the game. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for Penny. Do it to upset Twitch streamers. The brute strikes fear into their hearts, and they reveal their true selves.
I'm not playing anymore, bro. I'm off this game.
I rest my case. The shopping cart is returning this week too. I haven't found it in-game yet, but if it brings back the nostalgia of Chapter 1, count me in. So if the leakers are right, this is the very last update of the season. So with that in mind, I took a look around to see if we could see what happened over the years. Did you know that the blast stain from the spaceship thruster back in Season 3 is still here on the mountainside? That mini-mission had us sending that pod back into space. And over at Sweaty Sands, there is still the remains of last season's Believer Beach. In the waters around the beach are tons of old items that once filled this place. Now they're left to rot in the waters below. Hey yo, including this guy. So if this is the end of Chapter 2, I'll be sure to make a video going over the entire story sometime. But that leads to a question. Which chapter would you say is the best? Chapter 1 or Chapter 2? I'll keep my eye out for arguments in the comments below. I'm Adam, you're awesome, and so are these guys who kindly used my code ADAMARU this week. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, I think we're done and dusted here. I'll see you next time. Oh, there is one other thing. This guy and his crew arrived. Yay.